Hi, welcome to Elementary Music with Donna. I am Donna Rodenizer, and Matilda is here with me today, and we're doing singing games for you. And this one is called Seahorse Questions, because I have some questions about seahorses. Now, before I sing my questions, what is one thing you know about seahorses?
That they are in the sea.
They are in the sea.
That's one of the key things you have to know.
I guess. And so they look like little horses in the sea.
Little horses that have tails.
In the sea.
Yeah. And they don't have legs.
No, they don't have legs. They don't need them in the sea.
Yeah.
No.
They have fins.
Okay.
Yes. They have fins.
When you're asking questions of students, this is a great time to connect with a song, bringing the song content and their knowledge together. And it may seem like that is using time that you're not singing, but that's an important connecting time as well. So don't ever think that asking and answering questions is a waste of your time, unless in a 30-minute class you use 25 minutes answering questions. Then you might want to rethink that a little bit. But initially, some conversation is a great way to connect emotionally with a song. So I'm going to ask you my questions, but I'm going to sing them. Do seahorses gallop underneath the sea? If you ever see one, please find out for me. I wonder if they whinny when they dance and prance and play. And do they eat the sea grass, or would they like some hay? Now, do you have any answers for me? Do you think that seahorses gallop underneath the sea?
Yes.
Yes, they kind of would move with the waves, maybe like galloping. Do you think they whinny? Do you know what that means?
No.
When a horse goes that sort of, hey, that's a whinny. Can you do that with your voice? Hey!
No.
Just try and see what it sounds like. Well, that kind of sounds like the one I did. What if you're a big horse? Can you go, wow, I don't know if the seahorses would be that big. That sounds more ferocious than we want. All right. And do you think they dance and prance and play?
Yes.
They probably do. And do you think they eat the seagrass, or would they like hay?
Seagrass.
Probably, because that's what's there, right?
Yeah.
Hay is usually pretty dry.
You could try out seagrass and then put it back in the ocean and let seahorses eat.
Mm. Then it would be wet again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I guess they like seagrass.
They must like seagrass then.
Yeah.
All right. Now in this song, we can keep a heartbeat. This is compound meter, so you're going to do 2 pulses for every bar. You've got it. That's called patching. Let's sing this together. If you want to sing with me, if you know it, you can sing along. 1, 2, ready, go. Do seahorses gallop underneath the sea? If you ever see one, please find out for me. I wonder if they whinny when they dance and prance and play. And do they eat the seagrass, or would they like some hay? Very good.
Yes.
Now, we can have some galloping in this song,
Yes.
even though we don't think seahorses really have legs. And I'm going to actually do that same pulse
With
on
a drum.
a drum. That's a good idea. And you're going to go, let's have you gallop around like I'm in the middle of the ocean. Are you ready over there?
Yes.
1, 2, ready, go. Do seahorses gallop underneath the sea? If you ever see one, please find out for me. I wonder if they whinny as they dance and prance and play. And do they eat the seagrass, or would they like some hay? Now I kept the actual the gallop sound, which may be hard to fit in with the feet as opposed to the large, just the big pulses. So that might be an easier thing to do with your students. Just that, and let them do that extra step where it fits, as opposed to try to be too narrow with the scope of that. They're working on large motor movement at this point in time, so that would be an easier thing to do, the pulses. All right, if you have one student we just did that. You would do it that way. If you have multiple students, you can have turns where the seahorse goes around the outside of the circle. They choose a new seahorse to go galloping, and then they go back to their original spot.
Yep.
And you can actually have multiple seahorses going at the same time if you want to do that. Sometimes at the end of the song, I'll do a whole verse where everyone gets up and gallops. Just make sure everybody's going in the same direction. It's just a scatter formation. It's not one behind the other. That's too difficult with the feet going, but just in a scatter formation, but all in the same direction. And then at the end, I would say you have to listen for me to say, whoa!
Whoa.
And then everybody has to get back to their spot. And sometimes I count that down. I go 3, 2, 1. By that time, they all have to be back to their spot. If you're doing counting, this is a tip. If you're doing counting, count backwards so they know where the end of that counting is. If you start at 1, where are you going to stop? You could go to 75, but you don't want to do that. So you're going to start at 3 or 5 or however many you need and count backwards. 3, 2, 1, back to your spot. That is Seahorse Questions. You can find that at dawnandandy.com, and it is part of a package of singing games for students in grades K to 2 or ages 5 to 7. That's all for today. Have a great day making music, and make music a great part of your day.
Dad.
See, you got it. You can do that. She can do that.
Again.